All right. I am here and hopefully you can hear me this time. We did a run through with OBS yesterday. Did a run through with OBS yesterday. So it obviously somebody's here. Okay, you can hear. Thank you. Raider Homer can hear me. Okay. Homer, I have no clue. I have no clue what happened. And folks that are here, I know Homer's here. Somebody else is here as well. I'm going to put the speakers on so I can hear you. Okay. Jimmy Farrell, thanks for coming in. I have the microphone here because people were saying that they couldn't actually hear me. There's still, I got to do it. I got to do it. And Homer listened to me yesterday. He listened to me yesterday. And we had sound. We had sound. And I don't know what happened. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. So let me ask a question for the folks that heard the intro. You heard the music, correct? Frank. Thank you. You heard the music, but you couldn't hear the microphone. Did you turn off the monitors on OBS? I didn't turn off fucking shit. Homer. No, okay, so you heard the music, and again, I'm not yelling at Homer. Homer caught every bit of swearing yesterday when we did the walkthrough. Okay, we did the walkthrough, and I didn't change anything. But when I got to OBS today, as I am prepared to do it earlier, yeah, my Tourette's is showing. Okay, Homer knows. And again, I apologize. Choppy at the end of your Facebook teaser then went out completely. I don't know. I don't know, Frank. Obviously, Homer, we still gotta work on this because the transitions were working, the music was working. The only thing that was not working was the microphone. And this is pissing me off. But I appreciate everybody coming here because if I can get and see, they said to be on YouTube in order to keep it a G rating, you can't swear within the first 5 minutes, and I've already done that. I've already said the F word, so I'll try not to say it anymore. I will mouth it. I got so pissed at what's going on, and I can't stand it when pisses me off. Steve Running, thanks for coming aboard. I see Homer, I see Frank and people there. It's upsetting. Homer will show you, or at least Homer will comment that this was working yesterday. This was working yesterday. And until I can get it to work sufficiently, I'm just going to run it like this. So, welcome to the show that you can actually hear. You can hear the music when it was running on OBS, but you couldn't hear the microphone. I got to figure out what's going on. I do not understand. So, back to the drawing board. This was supposed to be the initial show where OBS was going. Good help is hard to find, Heck Cabin. We'll figure. Yeah, I know. It was good, Johnny. It was great. It was great yesterday. Okay, Johnny. We'll do some promos and some work on. In fact, tomorrow night. if there's a way for me to run with OBS, like I remember I was streaming the other night. I was streaming the other night in the test, and then we did the transitions, and everything was good to go. So something is wrong, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, that's my opening bottom line up front, which is effed up. Because I wanted to talk sports. Bottom line, it is Thursday. It is before the 4th of July holiday, so advance happy 4th of July to everybody. The graphics. Maybe that's it. That could be it. That could be it. Keep the graphics limited. Too many graphics glitches it up. I'll keep that under advisement, Johnny, because I did have a lot of graphics in there, so I'll have to get it down to just one graphic. Because I noticed that when I had the outro music would not play either. I'll do. Thank you. We'll get it. We'll get it where the outro and the intro will be good, and so maybe that's it. I don't know. One graphic will be good. And Johnny, does that count? Does that count for the video input, the screen input as well? Maybe that's it. Put the graphics on one or two later so it doesn't bog down the bandwidth. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll fix it. I'll fix it later. I'll make it so that what I had on the screen is what it work. We'll get it. We'll get it to work. Anyway, we're gonna have a good show eventually, without me swearing. Without me swearing. And I thanks, Johnny. You can call me anytime. Always good to hear from you. I appreciate help from my friends. Let's talk sports today. While I was doing my hours at sports, and again, remember, advance happy birthday for the 4th of July. I will say that, remember, on July 4th, that is Al Davis's birthday. So as the country celebrates its birthday, remember to say a prayer for the birthday of the great patriarch, Mr. Allen Davis. Make sure you do that on the 4th. So I always make sure we celebrate as it is. And I don't even know why I have my I'll see when we get the phone calls in. The thing that I don't like about this is that because of the I had the graphics that had the what do you call it? The what the phone call was. We'll try it. We'll try it. Anyway, we'll get it squared away. The line, and until I hear otherwise, I got to put the phone. I got to put the phone thing up though, so you guys won't have phone. 1 second, because if you don't know what the phone number is, you won't be able to call. So until we get this squared away, the old tried and true. We'll put it here. You don't know. You know what the number is. God bless it. See, when I took my book down, I thought everything was squared away. Mother. Fuck! It's pissing me off. There we go. There we go. I don't like to swear. I don't like to swear. I really don't. Whenever I get upset, as Homer knows, I swear. So the line now is open. If you want to call in and talk sports, let's do that. I was looking at. There's really not that much Raider related content going on right now. Let's see if I do that. You are having the day I had. Yes, exactly, Mike. It will work out. Configuring and graphing the audio takes tweaking. One thing can overpower the other. 720, but versus 180, 1080. Hey, I'm all for it. I want to put out. I want to put out a great show, and with a great show comes good audio and good pictures. Getting everything together. That's what I want. So we'll get it done eventually. I'm going to get it done eventually. But let's talk sports. I mean, I know I was at work and I was ready to go, knowing that next week is going to be probably my final show for a while, because as I told everybody, oh, can you hear me? Okay. Now I know you can hear me. Next week, I'm getting ready to go. We'll be in Washington, D.C. I think I said this already. I want to say the 8th. Somehow you turned down the audio. Is it better now? Is it better? I'll have to change the microphones as well. Let's try this. That should be good. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you can hear me, please let me know. Comments, please. Comments. Comments. I can't hear levels. Okay, good. Audio is fine. Thank you. I look like I won't even say what it is when I'm doing testing. Okay, good. Let's talk sports, please. Line is open, 813-699-0834. You can see the number. 813-699. I'll even move back and I will get into the microphone, because people were saying that when I moved back to see the number, and I do got nice new boards. So we got that going, and I was saving them for the new kickoff, but it looks like I'm going to have to use them right now. 813-699-0834. Now, a lot of baseball today, and it's because it's baseball season. As far as Raider-related things, I saw some really interesting articles about, how hard that Antonio Brown is practicing and all that he's doing out there. There's some interesting video cut-ups as well of PJ Hall and how well he's doing. And there's some other things that are, I don't want to say conjecture, but it's a lot of the fact that the Raiders have already dodged bullets with the fact that Bosa is already injured. His father was injured. His brother is injured. And Nicky's injured as well. Okay? And who did the Raiders take? Cleveland Farrell, who is expected to have a damn good year. Here's the thing that's important to realize. People are saying that Farrell has to have 8 sacks his first year, which is what he averaged per year in the 3 years he played. I think he had 24 sacks over 3 years. I want to say 3 years. Could have been 4. but I think it was 3 years at Clemson when he was actually playing. He had 24 sacks, which is at 8 a year. He doesn't need to have 8 sacks to be great for what the Raiders are going to be using him for. He just needs to do his job, make sure he holds the end and rushes and gets the pressures that he needs to, because with the other guys there in the middle and on the other end, he'll be good to go. 2 or 3 in Houston. Wow. Well, we'll talk about that, Jared. Good. Thoughts on Tyreek Hill? I think the NFL will suspend him for a couple games. But in the past, when we were counting on the NFL to suspend somebody, they didn't do it. Or it always seemed that when we needed somebody to be suspended. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. I was going to say that. When we needed somebody to be suspended, they always had that, where he would be back like the day he would be back at the Raider game. Okay. Frank, I think that Tyreek Hill is going to be suspended for some games. Now, remember, we play Kansas City week 2. Now, if the NFL says that he's suspended 4 games, there you go. But will he, as in Tyreek Hill, will he say he's going to appeal the suspension, which would mean that he would be able to play that second game? And I think Jerry White is right. Jerry White. I think he only had 4. But we're tomatoes. He didn't have all of those sacks. Remember, Arden Key had a bunch of almosts last year. I think he had 1 sack, maybe 2 at the very end. So Key needs to bulk up without losing his speed. Okay. If he does that, he'll be good to go. And he's going to be that extra rush end that comes in. Remember, Benson Mayala is also that guy. Benson is a good defensive end, just like Morrow, in that he's both a run stuffer. Benson is actually a pass rusher as well, but he will be, Benson is a better pass rusher than Morrow is. As Homer said, Mad Max Crosby will be in there as well. We got a plethora. I like that term. We got a plethora of ends that are going to be out there that are going to be doing the job. Okay. So as long as Farrell's going to be a 3-down end. He's not going to come out of the game unless he needs to, for spells, but he's going to be playing first, second, and third down. So that's what we really need. Jerry was talking about Marquette King. I don't think so, but I mean, here's the thing. And we've discussed this as well in the past, that Marquette King had maybe 1 or 2 good years with the Raiders, but he was not all that. He didn't go to any Pro Bowls. He's not a bad punter when he's at up to his utmost. He's not a bad punter when he's up to his utmost. But I don't think that we need him. Now, if we bring him into camp, and that's a big if, by the way, we'll see what he can do. But remember, Marquette King, even his first year when he was with the Raiders, he was put on IR. We had him on IR for a year because that was Shane Leckler's last year, and we used it to develop him. Okay, we used the year of Marquette King being on IR to develop him, and I think that's what we're going to do as well. Okay. Thanks. The earphones help. That's good. I'll use them. I have no problem using them. Reportedly playing with a hurt shoulder. Oh yeah, that with Arden Key. Yeah, that's true, Frank. Jared, glad to see you're back. I'll use the headphones. But you guys got a call. There's only so, like I said, there's only so much I can talk about. I mean, I'll take my cues, but let's hear from you. Line is open 813-699-0834. I will work on those graphics for. I'll work on the graph. I will cut them down. And this way we'll have the sound come out. Don't make me call. Yeah, well, you can call. I'd like to hear from Jared. I'd like to hear from Frank. I'd like to hear from Jerry Lopez if he has a chance. Jerry's good seeing you. Jerry White as well. Mike Sarah. Mike Sarah, are you in the gym? Last a lot of time when Mike Sarah's calling, he's cranking out those weights. Makes me feel like like I need to do when my room gets done, and not this room, but next in the lanai, when my equipment is there, we're gonna have a lot of weights out there. I'll be doing that. Jared, how you doing, partner? What's going on? I'm good. Now I want to make sure. Okay, can you guys hear Jared? I know I can hear him. Can you hear him? Okay, Mike Sarah's headed to the gym. Can you hear Jared? I want to make sure that while I got my headphones on that they can hear you, Jared. No, we can't. Aha. See, this is the thing. Okay. Hang on. Okay, really faint. No, and no. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. Can you hear him? Can you hear him now? Jared, talk. No, I can't hear him. That's why. Jared.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to have to do it. The audio issues have got to be fixed. Okay. Go ahead, Jared.
All right. Well, the million-dollar question is, I've got to ask you, Harris, what do you think of these NBA free agents? Who's going where and for how much do you think?
The NBA free agents.
Yes.
Well, I know you guys can hear him now because I can hear him very well. Yes. Well, wait a second, Jared. I want to make sure. Can you hear Jared now? Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're here. Yeah, okay, good. They hear you now. All right.
Okay.
NBA free agency, I think, is going to be – I want to see, obviously, where the what do you call it? The dominoes are going to be falling. It's going to be important. Now, obviously – the first big domino, actually 1 and 1A, is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now, I've been listening today what the talking heads are saying, and Stephen A. Smith is even saying that he's already hearing that Kevin Durant and Kyrie are going to wind up with the Nets in New York and just totally blowing out the Knicks. And to be honest, I understand that because the Knicks have been a dysfunctional organization since what? Patrick Ewing left, or at least that long?
Since Patrick Ewing, John Sparks, and Charles Oakley, yeah.
Yeah.
And James Dolan is running that ship. I mean, he's running the ship, but he's just sinking the ship, if you will. And he thinks, R.J. Barrett's going to be the next big thing. I mean, I hope R.J. Barrett does well in New York. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think the Knicks are going to open up their walls and say, here, Kevin Durant, here, Kyrie, we want you to come here.
And you know what? And the funny thing is that everybody was saying that Kevin Durant is going to New York because his agent is pushing him to go to New York because, quote unquote, well, okay, paraphrasing a quote unquote, he said that's where all the money is. Well, that's bullshit. The money is where Kevin Durant is right now. San Francisco is the most expensive city in America. Why? Because that's where all the money is. You got Google, you got Facebook, you got Intel, you got everything that's out there on the West Coast. Okay. And that's where he's at right now. So I don't know why he needs to go to New York. If you listen to the talking pundits, you'll see that KD and Kyrie are going to the Nets. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to the Nets. I mean, if his position is that he wants to make excuse me, the capabilities to get a ring where it's his team, I understand that. And Kyrie's going to help him there. But I've said this, how many times have I said this? Kemba Walker is the better point guard. And and apparently he's going to Boston per reports.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And looking at Durant, though, I mean, they say if he stays in Golden State, he will get $41 million for the next 4 years at 164. And if Durant goes to like Brooklyn or whatever, he gets $44.2 million. So he's about $3 million more in his bank account then, basically, in a way, to $4 million, which is like $45 million. And that's just absolutely astronomical, to say the least, however.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, if you know you're paying a bunch of money for Durant just to be under contract, and he's not going to be playing a lot next year. And same thing with Klay Thompson. You're getting Klay on an injury with his ACL. Now, if I'm Golden State, I would re-sign Klay Thompson and let Durant walk.
Well, Stephen A. said, however, that the Warriors already have a plan in place. They're trying to offer Klay $38 million for 5 years and $190 million. That could be all by the time sealed and deal before even Sunday, probably the next 24 to 48 hours. I think the Warriors are going to get something done before Sunday with him. They're just going to let Durant walk out Sunday night probably and just say, okay, thanks for nothing. Bye, you're gone. And then say Kemba Walker's out there. You look at other guys, Jimmy Butler's sweepstakes talk has been like really heating up over the last 48 hours too. I mean, some people are saying he's going to Houston. Some people say he's going to stay in Philadelphia. You don't know where he's going to end up as well.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that if you're was it Walker from the Sixers or no Butler? Yeah, sorry, I don't know how I got Walker out of that. But Jimmy Butler would be a great addition to anybody. But I think that what they're saying is that, well, why doesn't he go to the Lakers? Well, I think that the Lakers, there's a guy, and I can't remember what his name is, that would be like that lower tier extra signing at a lower cap hit that would do what Jimmy Butler does. And also the guy that they already have on their team, because it's LeBron, the Brow, and then the Kuzma. Kuzma does what Jimmy Butler already would do, and be your number 3 guy, your outside shooting spot shots. So they don't really need him. So I think that in that respect, let Jimmy Butler walk and see what you get for him. If you do a sign and trade and the Sixers get the talent that allegedly the Rockets are ponying up, that might put the Sixers over the top in the East, and I think that might work better for them.
Yeah, well, the Lakers already, I heard, however, unloaded the contracts of Bo Wagner, Isaiah Fonga, and Jamaro Jones to the Wizards to make the Davis deal happen. I'm reading right now on ESPN, and they're saying here they're also sending a 2022 second-round pick to the Wizards as part of the 3-team deal, and the Wizards will send the Pelicans cash. Now, they're looking at D'Angelo Russell, I know, however. They're also looking at Danny Green, Terrence Ross, Seth Curry, all those guys, however. Now, as far as Kawhi goes, does he stay in Toronto and get a big raise? Do you think he heads out west and heads to LA?
I think he goes to the Clippers.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because he doesn't want he can live in LeBron's shadow, but why? When he can go to the Clippers and actually make them a better team and maybe get a third championship with another team. And then, I mean, that would be almost unheard of. I know that Kareem did it with the Bucks and the Lakers If you want to talk about Robert Horry getting it a couple different rings, but he wasn't their main player. So there hasn't been a lot of players that had multiple rings with multiple teams. So Kawhi might be that very first player that I can think of. There might be somebody else, but it's normally some guy that's like your number 6, your number 7 guy, your number 6, your number 7 off the bench that has like multiple rings with other people. But I think Kawhi wants to be the star that could be a multiple ring guy with multiple organizations and possibly would be the first person to be the finals MVP with 3 teams if he does it for that third team.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see Sunday night, Howard. It all begins at 6 o'clock. So we'll find out 6 o'clock what's going on, Howard. So time will tell.
Yeah. I remember, and you know what? It was funny because being the fact that you're calling from Pittsburgh, I even have somewhere in my possession some Pittsburgh Condors NBA basketball cards.
Oh, there you go. That's an oldie and a goodie. I mean, my own friends, I used to watch those guys, and Connie Hawkins and those guys to play, I remember. But now the good thing this week are the Pirates are starting to turn the ship around, at least finally, for a change, no pun intended. I mean, the last 2 nights with the long ball. Unfortunately, now they go to Milwaukee. Let's see what they do in Milwaukee. I mean, Chris Archer, of course, is pitching tomorrow night against them, however, in Milwaukee. He has been hot and cold. I still think he is going to be done. And, I mean, the Pirates are talking already. Kim and Corey Dickerson are going to be out of here within a month. I don't know about Marte still. However, I mean, he's done real well lately. However, Polanco's back on the injury list. Josh Bell, like he's going to the All-Star game. I mean, the Pirates are keeping their heads up off the water, so to speak. But if they really want to make some loud noise, however, I mean, challenging St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Chicago, they're going to have to really catch fire. They've caught fire lately, but like I said, they're going to have to really sweep Milwaukee this weekend if they really want to make it safe for the All-Star break. The second half of the season is going to be the telling story.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Milwaukee is going to be a tough out for the no pun intended. Or actually, probably pun intended, the tough out for the Pirates. But ultimately,
they've lost 7 of 8 to them this year. I mean, Milwaukee owns us every year, it seems like, whether it's here or there, and they always find a way to beat the Pirates up every year, like a redheaded stepchild, really.
That's right. Well, give me your last good comment out the door there, JD.
Not much to report except training camp's a few weeks away. Like I said, Sunday we'll find out where the dominoes fall, and I will talk to you Sunday.
Yeah, and again, Sunday is probably going to be my last show that I do for the interactives. I'm going to try to get some. Most likely Raider players to do. We'll do some more of the Black Shield and Gallon Wheel podcast where we'll have people come in. But I don't think I'm going to be doing as many of the lives because, again, I'm going to be away on a couple weekends. I'm going to be in D.C. for that whole first, actually technically the second week of July. So, and I want to get this GD OBS stuff figured out why it's not working. I don't know. It worked yesterday, and I'm pissed. So, and again, you guys saw me swearing, and I don't like to do that, but when I get very upset at stuff, I do sound like I have Tourette's syndrome, and the curse words fly.
I hear. Well, like I said, I'll be in touch with you this Sunday. I'll talk to you then.
All right. Always good hearing from you, Jared. Thanks for calling, brother.
You too. Yeah. Bye.
All right. As Jared, at least we know that you guys can hear me when I don't have the earphones on. There is that slight echo, though, but I'll deal with the slight echo. We're going to get OBS to work come hell or high water. And Just Win was talking about maybe the fact that it was too many graphics was slowing down. That's possible. I'll redo the graphics. I'll make it the plane where what I want on the multiple graphics we'll just do on one, and we'll go from there. That's fine. That's fine. Line is open, 813-699-0834. The thing that was upsetting me as well is the fact that I had, and when I do get it to get done, when it works, if it works, the fact is that I have a graphic that says what my phone number is. I have a graphic that says knock them out. like if you're at the 3-minute mark, when a caller's on 3 minutes, I'm going to show a graphic that says, hey, you want to knock out the guy, knock him out. And then at the 6-minute mark, for sure, it's going to say, knock out the caller. And that's going to let everybody know that it's time to go, because I want more people to call in and being able to have multiple callers during the show. It makes it interesting. And I think it just the way it is. Not that I hate talking to anybody. I that's not true. I want to have more callers and a more diversity in the calls. So right now, what the hell? What's going on? You guys ain't calling. 813-699-0834. And we'll get everything. Eventually, we'll get things done. I will eventually have my stuff on the table ready to go. It was working yesterday. Raider Homer can attest. He can attest. We did multiple, what do you call it? Sessions where you heard the sounds, you heard the microphone, and everything worked. So we'll get it to work. Hopefully. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I was talking about it being a good baseball day. And again, Jared was talking about his Pirates going in there and winning 2 out of 3 from Houston. That's a good feat. Now, I will be talking. I got to do it. My Phillies, and I had my Phillies hat on today as well. After losing 7 straight games to the Marlins and the Nationals, 7 straight games, they took the last 4 games from the Mets. And they won all 4 of them in comeback fashion. Out of the bullpen, I think 2 of them, I believe, were in extra innings. So they beat their bullpen, which means that the Phillies and that obviously a bunch of other people still need to have that extra arm in there. I know Kimbrel played his first game for the Cubs. I didn't get the stat line, but I know that he actually started throwing. He was in his first game for the Cubs. So I was happy that the Phillies won 4 straight against the Mets. That's always a good thing too. The Rays today, and it was even before I was on here. The Rays win a 18-inning game against the Twins. Okay. Oh, okay. Wanted to make sure that so that in case there was another caller. Line is open. Bob Darr, go ahead and call in if you can. I said, yeah, remember, Bob, the first time that Kevin Durant was a free agent and they were saying that he was going to go to the Wizards because he is from around that area? And where did he go? He wasn't there. Getting these text messages. Hang on. I don't know. I need to make sure that it's not important. Of course. Okay. Nope. Nothing major to speak of. And really, again, as we await, this is like in nautical terms. These are the doldrums. The doldrums is that area of the ocean in the old sailing vessels where there's no wind. You've heard of the summer doldrums. The doldrums were actually that area where the wind did not pick up, so ships would go days just floating with little guidance, no wind in the sails. Ed Winchell, thanks for coming aboard again. And Ed, hopefully we'll get the OBS. We had it working yesterday. And obviously you guys, who is it that was saying that they could lip read me on, I was swearing up a storm, and I apologize. I like to do professional videos here, and I don't like to swear. Kevin Durant should say, yeah, it would, but he's not going to come to the Wizards. That's one reason why he might be going to New York, because it is on the Eastern Seaboard. It's only a quick, 2-hour, not even a 2-hour flight, probably. It's like maybe a 90-minute flight from DC to New York. So that's another reason he would be closer to home. And that's better for him. And he can possibly get that next title with Kyrie. Mike, sir, how you doing there, shipmate? Good to hear from you.
Hello, how's it going?
Well, other than the me being like really, really infuriatingly pissed off at the OBS trying to do the stream, I've calmed down.
Good. Yeah, it's been a bad day. It's been a bad day for me, so I'm sure it's not going good for you either.
Yeah, and the thing is that, and I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but yesterday it worked fantastic. We did dry runs. It worked, and everything is like the microphone was working, and when I had my earphones in, I can hear the people, and the other people could hear the caller. So when you guys said that you couldn't hear the caller, I don't know what happened. I got to check the audios on that and check the settings, and I'll have to probably take a screen capture to make sure everything is the same. It obviously it isn't, so we'll have to work on that.
Yeah, lots of dead air.
Yeah, and then of course I went off, with the Tourette's F.
I love it. You know what? You sound like me on a good day, so I understand.
Oh yeah, I can. I just when I'm doing this, I'm like I said, I'm trying to be professional. So what do you got?
Well, I had a crazy day on Facebook. I got on Facebook this morning, and one of these Raiders was, I'm on all these Facebook pages for Raiders, and the one guy, I guess he was administrator, asked a question about Gruden. And he said, if Gruden makes it to the playoffs 3 times and we win 2 Super Bowls, will that be considered successful? And I'm like, and I answered back, I said, if we win 1 Super Bowl with Gruden, it'll be successful. I said, that's a stupid question. Well, he took offense to the stupid question part, and he basically bounced me from the site.
Okay, now go back, Mike. He said that he said that the only way that Gruden would be considered successful is if he won multiple Super Bowls.
Well, he didn't say the only way. He just said if Gruden makes the playoffs for like 2 or 3 years and we win a couple Super Bowls, would that be a successful hire? Some to that extent. And I'm like, well, if he wins 1 Super Bowl, I think it'd be successful.
Yeah.
And then I said it was a stupid question, and he didn't. He took offense to that. So he came back at me, and I said, hey, I'm sorry you're so sensitive about this. He booted me off the page.
Without diming him out, I am me, not in comments, but I am me, who this person is, because again, I agree with you. Actually, honestly, Gruden needs to get this team to become a playoff team. What do you call it? An annual playoff team. Okay.
Sure.
So if he does that, he's successful. And the reason why I say that is this: Andy Reid was a successful coach in Philadelphia because year after year after year, he either won the NFC East or at least he got them into playoffs for, I want to say, for 7 straight years, 8 straight years, something like that. He just couldn't.
He actually got into the Super Bowl, but he lost. So he actually made it.
Right. And it was the Donovan McNabb puking on the 50-yard line Super Bowl where the Patriots
and it was
won.
the T.O. with the broken leg Super Bowl too.
Right. But he was successful. Now, in order for him to be ultimately successful, you are correct. One Lombardi does that. Multiple Lombardis would make Gruden a possible candidate for the Hall of Fame because he would have won. Yeah. We would have won one Super Bowl with the Bucs against us, and maybe one, if not two, here. 3 Super Bowls would make John Gruden a Hall of Famer. Am I saying that John Gruden's going to win 2 here? I hope so. But he's got it. Let's let him get the 1 first, and then we'll go from there.
I look at it this way: if you pay him $100 million for 10 years, if he gets 1 Super Bowl for you, it's worth it. 1 Super Bowl for any coach is worth it.
That's right.
So I don't know, but the guy got a little crazy. I mean, I guess I called his question stupid. I guess you shouldn't do that to the administrator, so he didn't like it.
Yeah, well, trust me, Mike, there are plenty of Raider groups on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I've been to a couple. I like Prison City. It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I know the moderators. Yeah, I know the moderators in prison, Kevin Davis and Lauren Finn. Good guys. Really good guys.
Yeah. But, I'm not really too worried about it. So I told him, hey, there's plenty of other sites. I have no problem.
Yeah, it's not like you lost any money in it.
Exactly. But, so I don't know. Getting back to, getting to baseball, I know the Cardinals are horrible right now. And
whoa. Wait a second. The Cardinals have over 4. They were actually, if I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals were only like a game or 2 behind the Brewers because it was between the Brewers and the Cubs. The Cardinals still got over 40 wins, so don't count them out yet. I was actually looking at the standings. The Cardinals have been on actually, I don't want to say a tear, but they've been winning more than they've been losing. So the Cardinals are still a good bet to possibly make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, the problem is their offense right now. It's stagnant. They're averaging like 3 runs a game, and their pitching's not great. So I think they're like a couple games over 500, and a few games out of first place. But the fans here, the Cardinals' expectations for the Cardinals is big here in St. Louis.
Well, if I and I'm gonna update it. I'm gonna redo it because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the proper information. The page that I looked at, it was updated. Yeah, they're a game over 500. They're 40-39. Although they have lost 3, which is probably what the issue was. But they're only 2 games out in the wild card.
Yeah, it's just that people are getting impatient. I mean, we're just not playing that good of ball. And averaging 3 runs a game is not a good thing. Not for the fans.
Right. Well, actually, one of these days, it's one of those things that I really would like to do is a bucket list is I do want to go. I've been to Wrigley, but I do want to go to Chavez Ravine, and I think Ed Winchell's going to hook me up with that.
Definitely, I'd love to go there too.
I want to go to see the Dodgers play in Chavez Ravine. I want to go see the Cardinals play at the stadium right outside where I can see the arch there. I do want to go to Fenway because I haven't been to Fenway yet either. Okay, so there are stadiums that I want to go see. Those are 3 right there. I want to go to Chavez. I want to go to is it Busch Stadium still, or is it whatever?
Yeah, Busch Stadium. Yeah, it's called Busch Stadium. Anheuser-Busch isn't even owned by Anheuser. The brewery's not even owned by Anheuser-Busch anymore. It's in there, but they still call it Busch Stadium.
Right. Okay, but it's New Busch because they tore the old one down, right?
Yeah, it's the 3rd stadium we've had.
Yeah, and then
we had the Sportsman's Park. Then we had Busch Stadium #1 in '66, and then this is the 2nd Busch Stadium.
That's right. So New Busch.
New Busch.
Make sure that the Busch is at least 18 years old. That's what I always say.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Make sure, because if not, you can get in trouble.
That's right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But yeah.
So I'm actually working out at the gym right now, but I'm on a machine, and I took my wireless headset off of my wireless earbuds because I always get that really bad feedback. So if it sounds like I'm out of breath, it's because I am.
Well, like I said, eventually, and I know I've been saying this for months now. The loan is finished. When the money gets in, when the room is done, and I can get OBS to work. Even if I don't get OBS to work, I'm going to show you guys the room. The other contractor is going to be working on the lanai where I'll have my weight set out there. So it'll be one of those things where when I do come home here, or even when I get up in the morning, I will feel like I am a schlub if I don't do something. So we'll get that done.
You'll get it worked out. You'll figure it out.
God, please, God, just let me live to see another Super Bowl win. That's all I ask. All I ask.
I know I'm way over my time limit, but I just want one last thing. I don't know if you heard the U.S. soccer team, women's soccer team, and the team gal, what she said about the White House.
Yeah, but remember, she said that back in like January or February. It's just making the rounds now, and it was right. And what it is,
I don't appreciate that at all.
Right. Here's the thing. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but it's her right as a lesbian. And I believe she's the captain, because I know that, the other there's been a lot of turnover on the women's national team. And
Alex Morgan is their stud player. She's
right. But Rapinoe is their MVP. She is their best player.
Yeah, I don't think she's their best goal scorer. I think definitely Alex Morgan.
Yeah. But no, who is the other gal that retired after the
Abby Wambach?
Wambach, yeah. Rapinoe's kind of like a mini Wambach. I know that sound, but she's a very good player. But again, she is a stalwart for lesbian rights. I'm not saying yay, nay, or otherwise. So
no problem with that.
Okay.
No problem.
So and AJ, the Raider Rev gives me a blessing to everybody. So thank you, Red. I need this to work. So there you go. But again, I don't agree with her political stance, but by the same token, she wasn't being anti-United States. She just doesn't like the fact that our president is not allegedly, and I say this allegedly, is not very pro gay, lesbian, whatever all of the acronyms are. And again, I'm not going to get into it here. I'm just saying that quote was taken months ago, and the press.
See, I didn't know that. I thought that was recent.
Yeah, the press sat on it until now because they know that they would be getting a lot of, shall we say, they'll be getting more bang for the buck throwing it out there during the World Cup. And I think the United States plays France. Was it today or tomorrow?
We play, I think, France tomorrow.
Okay, and it's win or go home.
Oh yeah, this is it. It's a single elimination.
Right, knockout round.
My view is that I don't think you should ever say F the White House, because if you're saying F the White House, you're saying F the president and F the United States.
Right.
That's not the proper way to handle yourself when you're representing USA national team.
I got you. Again, I don't agree with her stance, but because and I don't want to sound like I'm being one of these major flag wavers, but because the United States has freedom of speech, and that is for people that like to piss on freedom of speech. That's just the way it is. Again,
well, I know that Trump came back and said, "Hey, you have to win the thing first." So let's win it first and then worry about the what.
And you know what? He's 100% right. And I agree with that's a way of giving her a little bit of a dig and still being correct.
Exactly. Yeah. He can't be malicious with his comments.
Right. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, because I mean he has a lot of things going on right now again, and politics aside, like I said, I'm just saying. In fact, I'm missing or actually, I probably already missed the number 2 Democratic debate thing and whatnot. It's like, why?
I don't think you're missing it.
Exactly. I mean, I'd rather sit here and talk sports and Megan Rapinoe and other issues. So that's just the way it is.
Exactly. Well, I've been on long enough. I'll let you go. One thing out the door, I know you always bring that up. One thing I have to say is football season can't come soon enough.
I can't
Sundays
wait.
Are freaking boring.
I know. I can't wait. You know why? Because hopefully the folks on Facebook will figure out they need to get over to friggin' YouTube so that we can have. We used to have on my shows last year, we would have almost and some shows would be over 1,000 views. And it's just I don't understand why when the video is better here, the volume is better here. Granted, I got to get OBS to work, but when we get some folks over here, I mean, I want it done. I'm
and the lack of callers. I mean, I feel bad I have to call in every week. I'd like to hear other people. I really would.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get that fixed too.
Yeah. So. Well, anyway, one last thing. Are you going to the Colts game in Indianapolis?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hopefully, I'll see you out there. I'm definitely going to make that one. $5 from St. Louis, so I'm definitely making that one.
Oh yeah. Well. Speaking of lesbians, I'll be with my. I'll be actually with an ex-girlfriend of mine who's a lesbian, and so what do you call it? And I'm hanging out at her house, so I don't have to worry about hotel rooms. So if you see me walking around with a heavy set lady that's wearing Colt stuff, that's her, great lady. But you know, like I said, it definitely ain't nothing going on, shall we say?
I hear you. Colts are going to be tough, man. Colts are a good team.
They are, and like I said, the Colts game, and then I'm also going to the Viking game the very next week or the week prior. So those, like I said, the first 2 are against division opponents, but then the Vikings and the Colts game in succession. I think it's Vikings Colts. Are and then you got the game in London. So those are bang, 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 hard games all the way.
The beginning of the schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't complain, man. You just got to go out and play the game.
You got to play it.
Give you what they get. Take what they give you and go with it.
That's right. Hey, thanks. Hey, Mike, appreciate the call, partner.
Good deal. Take care, Captain.
All right. That's Mike Sarah, who gave a call from his working out. And no, I didn't turn her, actually, Homer. She went both ways years and years and years and years ago. Like what? 35. How old am I? Close to 40 years ago. Yeah, it would have been out 40 years ago. She played for both teams. Now she just plays for the one. But yes, she let me hang out at her house, and I love her for it. The fact that I get a chance to hang out and don't have to worry about hotel stories. Oh, I do have stories. But not here. Maybe when I'm not being videoed. Anyway, line is open 813-699-0834. We'll get OBS to work eventually. I'm going to work on where just when Johnny says my OBS has PMS, probably. I'm going to get because I had the nice graphics. And what we'll do is I will cut the graphics. It's funny that you mentioned Pirate Booty. Let me just say that technically, Homer called. I'll get back with that story there, Johnny. Hey, Homer, how you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good. Hey, man, I just gotta say, your audio guy sucks. I hope you're not paying him.
Yeah, that's me.
No, that's I was trying to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the OBS, dude, I think it's got to be something with the monitor, those monitor audio output things. That's all it is. But you sound good right now, though. At least you know you can switch back over, you know?
Right. And but here's the thing. I don't want to have a good, hey, we're going to be doing this, and then we get everybody there and we get some good sound and we do the transition, and then this is what you guys hear.
Yeah, well, I'll put it in a line to Kenny Stapler, so hopefully that works out, you know. But yeah, I mean, this show it sounds good now, though, man. It's a blast, you know, trying to help you with it. So
well, like
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it done. You said Kenny's also an OBS guy too.
Yeah. He uses OBS. A lot of people use OBS. You can tell that's how they transition to the scenes. That's what I was saying. That they stay tuned scenes. They transition to that, and then sometimes that's go reboot. I mean, just when Johnny is, he has a point. When you put too much on the computer, yeah, it will lag. So you have to restart it. But as far as you got to pay attention to the audio in the monitor output. I think that's where we went wrong.
Yeah, like I said, I was looking at it, and I'm looking at the levels, and it's not moving. And it was pissing me off.
You might have accidentally turned it off. You had to go into your settings, right click on it to the advanced properties, and then go in there and turn the monitor audio on. That's what it is. But see, the headphones though, there's a way to get it in there. That's why Kenny Stapler sounds so crisp and sharp and real close up to you, because you can get it in there as long as your audio is turned up correctly. It sounds like you're all in one room, real close to each other.
Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this mic to this mic, because that mic, well, eventually we're going boom mic. And I think I'm probably going to have to do that sooner rather than later. Because then and then the boom mic should pop and drop down about, I mean, you might be seeing a microphone in the picture, but I don't care. But I might have to do that probably if I get time Sunday. And, it's just a matter of getting it done. But, hey, such is life, folks. I promise when it gets done.
That was a great show, though, man. I could read your list, man. I was just laughing. I mean, I tried to call.
Oh, no.
I talked about it a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, I know that I was getting phone calls and I was being, but you know, from yesterday, when I get pissed off, all I'm doing is trying to fix it and swearing. And I'm reading.
You're cussing like a sailor, a captain.
Definitely cussing like a captain. That's right. Definitely cussing like a captain. But again, I appreciate all of the constructive work. We'll get it to work. And thanks for your help. Thanks for Johnny's, little tidbits there. Yeah, get Ken Stapler to give me a phone call, man, because again, I want to.
Well, I mean, you communicate with Andrea, so she would know too. She knows Kenny.
Yeah,
I mean, Kenny's busy, so I don't know Kenny that well, but he's talked to me a little bit in the past. But Andrea too would be another avenue to get through to him.
Yeah,
but you got a great show, man, and OBS, man, we were working together. The last couple of nights, and you were having a blast, man, with the transitions and things like that. So OBS really would help you do what you're trying to do. It's just a matter of getting it all worked out.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? Other than
all rocking tonight.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I said is, you know what? We're gonna just go straight feed right to you guys. And it was working. I had to redo the where I told you I have to put in the numbers or whatnot each time I did that. We were there, we were rocking, everything was there. And originally when I was doing the transitions, the music, I couldn't hear the music. But then I heard out through the feed that the music was going through, and I'm like, well, that's great. And by the way, for some reason I transitioned from the page 2 was seen first and page 1 was seen second, but I'm like, I don't care at this point. It's just we'll get it.
It's hard, it took me a little while to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
It can make it a lot easier for you. But once to figure it out, it's a pain in the ass, And it'll have you cussing up a storm.
Yeah, well, actually, the one thing that I saw when I did turn it on today is that, remember how I was, I had all of I had to move and we couldn't find the red lines and things like that.
Right,
All of the
right.
graphics were there except for one, which I couldn't find, but they were all messed up as far as they weren't in the right scale. And I was like, oh my, so I had to fix them right before the show. And I did, I fixed them all so that they were right where they were supposed to be on the screen. And I was happy. I said, great, I got them all fixed where they should be on the screen. I was really happy. And then I did, and then I said, good, I got my Facebook feed up. I'm going to put the link here and yada, yada, yada. And everything was good to go. And I was humming, man. I was like, yeah, man, I'm on this. And then I got all the, and then all of a sudden it's like, no audio, can't hear you. What the hell?
Oh man, hey, but you like the other day we had you did this live stream through OBS. It was just an echo problem, but you've shown yourself that you can go live on that. It's just a matter of figuring out the levels the right way and making sure that the speakers don't feed through the microphone, that you're not hearing the audio coming through the microphone from the speakers. And then you could hear your intro and it sounded good, and so it's just a matter of putting it together. And once you get that, man, I know you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, well, like I said, either that, you'll hear me swear again,
or a heart attack.
Yeah, or a heart attack. And that's the other thing, man. It's like, you guys don't want this, so I'm actually like this. And then, you guys will need to call 911 here and say, hey, you need to patch me through the 911 and I'm going to say in the Brandon Valrico area. It said that this guy is, and I won't, maybe I'll put a few people out where my actual house is. And then you need to send a ambulance over or call up my home so that I need one of those quick
help, I can't get up.
I need one of those medic alert bracelets, because this way I'll know I'll do it as well. But what else is going on there, Homer, other than that you're saving me with a phone call, which I appreciate as well?
Well, no, I just wanted to call and say, hey, I'm sorry it didn't work out the way we were hoping, but I'm glad that you're savvy enough to switch back over. That's all you got to do, and we'll figure it out. And like you said, there's not a whole lot of Raider news going on, except that they listed us as the 17th best fan base. Go to hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, they're measuring that is inaccurate, because everywhere I go, the Raider Nation is there. And everywhere, any game that I we took over San Diego.
Right. Right. Well, here's the thing, though, and I want to quantify this as well. There's statistics, and there's an old expression. There's statistics, something, and damn lies, or something like that. You can make your statistics, no matter what you get, you can turn statistics into such a way to prove whatever point you want. And it's all about, right. It's all about analytics. If they say that 3 out of 4 people do this, and that 2 out of 3 people do this, and 7 out of 8 people do this, the way you quantify those statistics, you could just say, well, the 1 out of 8 does this. You don't say, or it's like the minority that, it's all in how you present the facts. So it's all about the analytics that are there. I ain't worried about it. Raider Nation travels, and they stood behind this team. The Raider Nation is undefeated. I will say that. Raider Nation is undefeated
in the parking lot.
No, well, they're undefeated everywhere. It's not just in the parking lot.
There too.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because no matter how bad our team has been for basically for the last 30 years, aside from Gruden 1.0 and the 1 year of 2016 where we made the playoffs, this team has been horrible for 30 years. And those are facts.
I feel bad for the people that are in their mid-20s too, Like, that's all they've seen.
Yeah.
But you know what? David Carr, right? He was talking about how the Raider Nation you know, they like to go grassroots, right? He was talking about how they buy from each other and they support, you know, they all come up with their ideas. I mean, that's exactly, I was glad he said that, because that's exactly what I tried to base my channel on, was promoting the people that come up with their ideas and they're business minded. I mean, it's everywhere. Mike Summers, you know, the Violator branded himself, you know, Mob Boss, you know, everybody's branding themselves. And it's a good, that's where, if they're measuring this based on like apparel purchases or things like that, maybe that's why they missed it. Because I mean, the Raider Nation is the best fan base that I've seen, and throughout sports, there's nobody else. I mean, I live in Austin, Texas, you know, and they love the Longhorns down here, and it's not like that, you know. It's the Raider Nation is amazing, man. And yeah, maybe it has something to do with us being able to brand ourselves to where we kind of hurt the statistics or, you know, the numbers as far as how they measure, you know, our support for the Raiders, you know, because I mean, because it's a money issue, right, with them, right? They're thinking like, how much money are we getting from, you know, licensed apparel and things like that, which is another thing that, you know, the Raider Nation needs to remember, you know, as far as all these little beefs and everything between everybody, feel like they can shut us all down at any moment, you know, so I don't know. That 17th rank was not good. And hopefully Houston Raider Steve called, because he had some good thoughts on that too. I might have stole his thunder a little bit. Don't forget, he's coming on the Raider Invasion podcast, you know, next weekend.
And again, I'll throw it out as well. Make sure that you're following Homer as well, because I'm on the Raider Invasion podcast with Homer. You got Raider Critique on there and Raider Voice, and you, like you said, you got Houston Steve. So if you want to get some more of a very well-rounded views of a whole bunch of people, where I would say that myself and Steve are more of the old guard, where we have the historical background, and then you have a lot of the younger vitality of the younger voices, and not just Voice and Critique and Homer, so we can see how it all works out there. Of the younger,
and you have that one jackass that only defends the Raiders all the time, you know. God, what's up with that guy?
Yeah, so he's such a homer.
Oh man, Cat, man, I'm glad that we ran into each other and met up like we did, dude. Because this has been fun, man. And you know, this little developing partnership, you know, through YouTube and things like that is awesome, dude. And again, it goes to show that we are better than the 17th overall ranking.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of other teams out there that are podcasting, and selling shirts, you know, promoting themselves, and you know, like, you know, the super fans going to the games and being accessible, right, when the players aren't. I mean, that's important, you know. You know, I was just added by Sammy Alonso to this NFL superfan group, you know, and in there, you know, there were other superfans from other teams, right? And it was cool to see that, because the Raider Nation is all about, you know, respecting each other and other fan bases. And but it was also awesome to see the Raider Nation take over that website within, you know, my invite to it, you know.
Yeah, well,
like Max was on there, Mob Bot. I mean, it was Amanda was on there. Oh, excuse me, Black Widow. You know, it was awesome sight to see how the Raider Nation is really thick in, you know, super fans.
Oh yeah, and we travel well. You take, like I said, Homer, always good hearing from you, brother. You take care as well.
Oh, yeah. All right, for sure. I'll be going back to watching.
All right, brother. You be well.
All right, you too.
All right, that's Homer, Raider Homer. Always good to hear from him as well. Hopefully you're still with us. I know that I missed. Let me see. It's 1:13, so there's about a 10-minute disparity of the time where we should be on. I should have been on for an hour 25, hour 26 here, but unfortunately, like I said, I took me 10 minutes to figure out that we weren't going to be running OBS tonight. I do like just when Johnny's a pretty wench, because Captain needs mouth to mouth. Right on. I appreciate that. That's for true. I see that. I said we've had Just Win in there. We got Homer in here. got Ron's there. Good to see you as well. And somebody had their son in here. Was it AJ? Said that that the son said hi. I'm sorry it's taking me a while to get back with everybody. We'll get it where I can wear the headphones, because when I do wear the headphones, it does make the sound crisp, and it'll, like I said, it'll cut out on the reverb, it'll cut down on all the other stupid things, shall we say, and we'll go from there. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you still being here. We will talk sports, we'll talk Raiders, and I'm actually, because I'm more looking forward to just having Ask Captain Jack Raider shows. I'm really looking forward to just having it's football. And that's why I'm thinking that, that hiatus is going to help with the fact is because there's only so much you can talk about. There really is. There's only so much you can talk about. It's really the old expression of no news is good news. If you hear something said, well, an Oakland Raider today was, and I'm not even going to, spoil it by saying X, Y, and Z. You don't want to hear any news about the Raiders at this point, because normally if it's on the news, it's bad news. So that's what we don't want to hear. But we're at 10:30. And unless I get a phone call, and I'm ready to see it. Okay, sleeper, Alan. Okay, Alan Bourne. Hey, good. Okay, I'm glad. Alan Bourne, thanks for coming in. What's your take on the Raider Nation family coming around after talking shite last year? Now they want to represent. In what respect, Alan? I'd like to. What's your take on Raider Nation family coming around after talking shit last year? Now they want to represent. In what respect, Alan? Do me a favor. Call up. I want to hear. Explain that exactly where you're going with that. Explain where you're going with that. I'll wait a couple minutes. I'll wait for Alan, because I don't really. Who's talking shite? And then they said they want to come out. And I'm reading that correctly. I don't understand exactly. I don't understand exactly what you're saying with it, Alan. I really don't. So please call. Bueller. Hopefully. And glad you got on YouTube. I'm really happy about that. On the Raider Nation family coming around after talking shit last year. They've all, to me, Alan, and I don't think I'm wrong about this. I don't see, you said now they want to represent. I've never seen anybody that's been a portion of our team that didn't represent. And it did that. Maybe you're talking about, and I won't say exactly who, but there were one or two, and for lack of a better term, super fans that said that they want nothing to do with wearing the stuff because they're going to Vegas. Is that who you're talking about? And I won't mention names. Because that's not fair to them, because I want to hear exactly who you're talking about. We'll do an hour and a half. There we go. 218. Who is this?
Cat.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, this is Alan.
Alan Bourne. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, I'm glad you called in, man. I was reading your comment, and are you talking? In fact, I got to turn this down a little bit. Are you talking about a certain couple of super fans that were that are now going to be wearing the colors? Is that what you're talking about?
The other thing too is, you remember all last year, you know, I mean, everybody expected John Gruden to pull out the miracle, because, you know, it's like, okay, we got John Gruden in the mix again. The Raiders are, and then everybody was like, okay, everybody knew, or that was, you know, that are the fans know that I didn't expect a miracle season when he came back. He got a whole, you know, he had to clean house. He had to put the team together Gruden's way. Now you've got these young kids that are coming around. But I had remembered all last year that everybody was just talking smack because it's like, oh, well, he didn't do nothing. John Gruden just came. I mean, some of the posts that I've read were actually John Gruden just came back to ruin the team. You know, he's no good for us. You know, what was the organization thinking bringing him back? And then now he went through, and then people were talking mess about him drafting who he drafted and what he was doing. And now I see the same posts, the same people out there saying, oh, okay, we got this guy from this group, or we got this guy from college this way, or he's going to be a good O-lineman, or we've got this lined up. Now you know, and then now we're seeing practice, and you know, the team is actually coming around. And now I'm seeing posts from fans from last year on my page talking a lot of mess. Now they want to say, "Oh, we're Raiders fans now. We're gonna get it this season." And we got, you know, and it's fantastic that we got our very last game in Oakland this season, our last season this year in Oakland. But it just seems to me that it bugs me that and I'm talking about some of the super fans too. They were, well, now they want to come around. And sport their gear and whatnot, and that's fine because they're Raider Nation fans. But it just kind of bugs me that I see a lot of these people out there that come across my page from a year ago talking all of this mess, and now they want to be, you know, jumping on board. And then, you know, you got a lot of other guys go, what's a diehard fan? What's a fair weather fan? What's all this fan? And this and that. And it's just kind of like, you know, it kind of threw me a little bit when I'm seeing all that, and I'm like, you know what? If you're true to the team, then you're true to the team. Win or lose, it don't matter. I mean, you know, we're silver and black all day, every day. So, I mean, it just kind of throws me when I see that out there. And like, really, you know, you were talking mess just like, you know, before even practice and everything. And now it's just, you got these guys out here, you know, just coming around now. And it's just like, dude, really? You know, and I wanted to bring that out because it's like this: if you're going to be for the team, then be for the team 24/7, 365, win or lose, no matter what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Alan, I got you. I got you now. And now I understand what you're talking about. Okay. You said it yourself. There are people that wear the colors that profess to be Raiders fans. They wear the colors, but they don't know anything about what it means to wear the silver and black, to wear the shield, to wear the pirate. Okay. And it's true that for years and years that the Raider colors and the Raider apparel was a top seller for people that didn't even know anything about it. And I'm not just talking, you know, the LA gangs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where it was cool to wear Raider gear. And then the sales, even it was high, but it dipped for a little while because it dipped during the years when our team wasn't what it should have been. Like I said, aside from the Gruden regime where it was 8-8, 8-8, 12-4. Okay, I don't know who's that, but who you got in the back there, Alan?
That's my daughter talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Dad, where's this? Dad, because she's getting ready to go out with a friend of hers. Let me step outside real quick. Yeah, and what also gets me too is I had remembered when I was
hello?
When I was
okay.
Yeah, you there, Dad?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. to school, this guy, he had a really nice Raiders cap on, and I think I made a post on this once last year. Nice, and it was like, wow, that's a really nice Raiders hat. And me and my buddy, my instructor, we're Raiders fans. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really nice hat. And he goes, yeah, I'll and silver. And I was like, and I looked at my buddy Eric, and I go, and Eric says, who's our quarterback this year? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, for real? This guy just said that, just kind of, you know, and I'm like, wow. So, I mean, it's like you know, these people that talking like that, and it just gets me, because it's like I call those the fashion fans.
Yeah.
You know, they're just out there. Yeah. You know,
That's right. And like I said, there are plenty of them, and they call a good game but they don't want to be called on it. That's like they cheer, and if they're in a bar and they really don't know anything about it, a lot of them don't go out of their way to learn. Okay. And they cheer when they need to, and they look around when people are cheering, they're cheering. And when people are mad, they're mad too, but they don't know what's going on. But again, you said it, they're fair weathered, and they're fashion fans. That's a very good term, by the way. I like that, fashion fans. And there's fashion fans in every fan base. They are. That, you know, there are fans here in Tampa, because I live in Tampa, and I'm going to use that as an example, that they wear the Bucko Bruce stuff, and they wear the pewter and orange and all the other stuff that they're supposed to wear. And just like Mike Sarah said, they're posers. Okay. They don't know anything about the team, and you have to deal with them no matter what the fan base is. The reason why it's disheartening to where you see folks that, because most Raider, and I say most, not all, but most Raider fans are diehard. They follow their team. They wear their colors all the time. Now, you know me as a sports fan, I wear other colors, but I wear Philly stuff when the Phillies suck. I wear Raider stuff all the time. Whether, you know, but I don't wear it all the time, because I have to work. And there is a guy at work, and I will give him props. He is a Denver Broncos fan. And I will say this. He wears a Bronco polo every day. And it's not the same polo. He's kind of like me. He has Denver Broncos polos. He's got to have at least, I want to say, 40 of them, and he wears one, and he goes through them. It's probably more, but it's like, I can't wear Raider gear every day. Okay.
I know, right?
I mean, I can, but I like to, I'm not just going to wear Raider gear to work, because they know me. When I walk into work, it's like, that's Raider J. If they don't know me as Captain Jack, they say that's Raider J, because people know me as Raider J or Captain Jack. I don't have to wear anything, but they know me because I am a fan, and I'm a true fan. And I will give Sean his due. Sean wears Broncos stuff. I want to say I've only seen him not wear a Bronco polo in the 3 years that I've known him. I can only remember 2 days that he wasn't wearing Bronco stuff. So that's just where it is. But I got other clothes. So I'm going to wear my Phillies gear. I'm wear my Raiders gear. I'm going to wear other attire, because I'm a sports guy. I wear my Rays gear, obviously, too, from being down here. But I am a fan. I'm a true fan, and I will call people on it. The poser fans, you just take them with a grain of salt. You say, you know what? If you can't tell me who the effing quarterback is, and he's been the quarterback since he's been a rookie, which this is his fifth or sixth year. He's been the quarterback. Right. So if you can't tell me that Derek Carr, and there are people that say that even today say it's David Carr. No, David Carr is his effing brother. Okay, it's Derek Carr. Okay. But there is people that will talk about David Carr, but they will at least, and I listen when they say David Carr, I said, are they talking about really David Carr being the NFL Network guy who's talking about his brother? Or are they talking about Derek Carr, and they didn't say it right? I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But you just got to watch them. The people that aren't true fans, Alan, just take them with a grain and say, you know what? Just get out of my face. I don't respect you, and I don't want to hear from you. And if you're talking now, I haven't heard, and I'm gonna name names. There are actually, I'm not. There are 1 or 2 or 3, I want to say 4 super fans that I know. They didn't get their tickets. They left it. They don't buy season tickets anymore. They don't wear the gear in Oakland. But you know what? That's their prerogative. And I understand it because it's an Oakland thing, because they don't want to give Mark Davis any money. And I got it. That's fine. But the 1 or 2 of these people will go to away games and they'll wear their gear at away games, and they still maintain their allegiances to the Raiders, and that's cool too. So you know what? There's different. What's the old expression? Different strokes for different folks. As long as they remain true, I respect everybody that is a true fan. And if you're a poser, I'm going to call you on it, and I'm probably going to make you feel. I'm going to make you feel bad about it. But whether they care about it, most of them don't care anyway.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When I've seen these fans, it's like, and here's the thing, it's like when we talk about the Raider Nation fans, and I always talk to other people, we're the only fan base, and I guess it's like a way of life that you can walk up to a total stranger, you don't know these people from Adam, and say, "What's up, Raider Nation?" And they greet you like you're actually a part of their real family, like you're related to them somehow.
That's true.
And these fair weather guys, you say, "What's up, Raider Nation?" And they look at you like, "What are you even talking about?" And I'm like,
"That's
dude,
right."
What?
That's right. And you're right. You're 100% right, Alan. And you know exactly the people that are wearing the clothes to wear the clothes, because I will come up to somebody. And I've gotten more people here when I was starting my booster club here. And all I was doing was I was looking for the logo. Anytime I saw the shield, okay, I went up to them and say, "Hey, I'm Jay. I'm getting a booster club together here." And you would go up. I don't care whether they were white, black, brown, whatever specifications. It didn't matter. They were family. And if they were real members of Raider Nation, you came up to them. And I'm a very personable person. I come up and I'd give people big hugs and things like that, because that's me. And I would address it like that, because they're family. If they're wearing the colors and they're really wearing the colors and they're not posers, they're my brother, they're my sister. Now, I will say this, and I would be lying if I said otherwise. There are people that I don't talk to that are members of Raider Nation, but it's a personal thing. I don't take anything away from them being that they're a Raider fan. I don't like them personally, and that's different. But again, I respect the fact that they are members of Raider Nation. You can't get along with everybody. That's just it's not going to happen. But I don't talk bad about them by name that I know of, or at least I try not to, because again, my personal thoughts are, I don't say anything about X, Y, and Z. It's the fact is that they are a Raider fan, and we're just not talking because it's a personal thing, but that's just another subject. I appreciate the call in, Alan. Like I said, the folks that are posers, don't worry about, man. Do not worry about it.
Yeah. But the only thing is, it's like, okay, if you're going to represent the team, then yeah, that's cool. Represent, but like I said, it's like, you might be a poser, but hey, at least you're wearing the silver and black, so I got to give it up for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're even though you may be posing, you're representing one of the better, the baddest teams in the planet. So, I mean, I got to give you it for that, just for that.
Yeah, and I tell you what, and I don't know whether Jimmy Farrell is still watching. He had a conniption. About people that are Raider folk, and he says this in quote, Raider folks saying that, hey, I'm a member of the black and silver. And he just had he just went high and right. It's like, it's not black and silver, it's silver and black. Blah, 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 blah. I said, dude, at least they got the colors right. Okay. You know?
Yeah.
Now, if they didn't get it right 100%, at least they might be posers. But you know what? At least they got the colors right. So give them a break. Now, if they're saying that they're posers, eventually just set them aside. Go away. We don't hang. Whatever. I just say whatever.
Right.
But at least they got the colors right. Don't be, because it was Antonio Brown. He says, "I'm a proud member of the black and silver." Dude, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's been a member of the black and gold as a member of the Steelers. It's kind of muscle memory. He says black and silver because he used to say black and gold. It'll take him a while, but don't worry about it. He's a member of our team.
Yeah.
He's going to be a fantastic addition to our team. I'm not going to stress Antonio Brown for getting the color order wrong. Hey, at least he got the color.
Oh no,
right.
because he's going from one. Like you said, he was black and gold, and he's got to get silver and black in his tongue, and that's no big deal. It's like, because look where he's coming from. I have a buddy of mine. It's like, I got two good buddies of mine that are Steelers fans, and I made fun of them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm like, hey, you guys lost Antonio Brown." They're like, "I know you guys were gonna, so it's like he's gonna bring a lot to you as his organization, and I think the new rookies are gonna be, out there doing their thing, and we're gonna have a hell of a season this year. People are gonna be really surprised. The only other thing that I have to say is that, whoever is out there in the world listening, there's only one nation, and it's Raider Nation. There's no other nation besides us. So we just that's it,
I'm gonna quantify that, and I've said this, Alan. It's true. There's only one other team that can attest to having a nation, and the only reason why I say this is because it's historical, and people get on me about this, but it's true. There is a brick outside of Fenway Park in Boston that says Red Sox Nation 19-0 whatever. Okay, it's in a brick. It says Red Sox Nation. So, and it really wasn't used because Al Davis said from like 1967, 1968, Raider Nation. There really is only one nation, but. And I agree with that, but if a Red Sox person says Red Sox Nation, technically you can't get on their case because they got us by 60 years or so, okay? But anybody else, you say there's only one nation and it's Raider Nation, and that's right.
Yeah, that's it. That's my little rant about our fair weather and these fans that are finally coming around. But like I said, I think this season is really going to be phenomenal. The hope of all hopes, if we get to the Super Bowl with one last season in Oakland before we get to Vegas. If not, and we start our dynasty in Vegas, well then hey, I bleed silver and black, so it's for life. And I help I represent because I got tattoos, so I can wear anything and still represent my team everywhere I go. So
that's right. And by the way, nothing against tattoos. I don't have tattoo one, but that doesn't make me any less. So
right.
There you go. Hey, Alan, I'm gonna let you go, brother. I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you getting on here. So now when the show is here, I know I'll expect to have you coming aboard.
Yeah, because now I got you. I guess everything all squared away because I got the subscribe bell and I got everything on there. So when you're live, I'll either catch it on the YouTube notification or I'll catch you on Facebook. So one or the other, I'll get you.
Right. And again, hopefully we'll get our OBS squared away and we'll go from there as well.
Most definitely.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling, buddy. It's good hearing from you.
All right, shipmate. You stay in good health, and we'll be seeing you.
All right. Yarg there, Alan. You take care.
That's my brother.
All right. That's my boy, Alan. Alan Bourne, I believe. I want to make sure I get that correctly. And well, there we go. We made that a really longer call up here, and I appreciate that. Gives us a longer show, and I appreciate Alan calling in. And like I said, and we'll get things squared away. Like I said, I'm gonna work on OBS. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I might work on it a little bit and get things squared away. But if not, don't worry about it. I do want to say, and hopefully we'll get this working as well. It was something that I would like to do, and that is making sure, at least for this, we're doing this. So here we go. It'll sound better once it's not coming from the speakers. But that's my outro, which means that we're about ready to click off on the show. But thank you for joining me. I am Captain Jack, and I will get you by tonight. Thank you for joining me. We'll see this other show. And again, the other stuff I will get rid of, where all you can hear is me, or you can't even hear me mouthing all the swear words. I'll get rid of them off of Facebook, but don't worry. But thank you for joining me. And we will have a show on Sunday. It might be, like I said, it might be the last show for a while, other than when I get some folks to doing interviews. But we'll make it happen as well. I really can't wait to have just basically Raider shows. And if you're a fan, like Jared is a fan of the Steelers, hey, he is a caller, and he's going to come in and talk about his Steelers. That's fine. Got some other folks that are fans of other teams, and they're members of the show, and they can call in. We'll hear from other them as well. But I know that when we get these Raider fans to call in, it's going to be one of those things, man. Caller after caller. Let's talk Raiders. Let's talk Raiders. Let's talk Raiders. And I am your captain, so make sure you're here Sunday night here on YouTube, and hopefully we'll get OBS to work and we'll get it squared away. But if not, hey, y'all have a great time otherwise, and we'll see you on the next show.